I'm building on Lovable, and a lot of people talk about vibe coding and building on all of these vibe coding apps. I wanted to share a couple of things that you need to think about when you're building on Lovable because it's not the most intuitive. In fact, I would say it's least intuitive that I've used. It's very simple for simple tasks, and you can create things simply as an idea. And I would say Lovable is used for ideation as opposed to actually hosting a site. And I did this for two reasons: to see if this is going to work, and also to see how the code works in relation to other code that I'm using, such as Vappy for the voice AI assistant that I created. Now, here's the thing. When I created this site on Lovable, it wasn't as it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, what had happened was the React code is not similar to some of the other code that is used, like JavaScript or JSON. And it has to be written in a YAML format, which I don't even understand, but that's really the way that I'm understanding this. I'm not a coder. I don't even really know about coding as much as I should, probably, but I do the best that I can based on what I know. And I've been in this for over 18 years. I started in 2008 and I learned HTML by myself, but this is a completely different type of code. When I went to go build this site, I created more things that I wanted to have on the site that were easy loading. And when I say easy loading, I'm talking about pictures and I'm talking about videos and I'm talking about carousels, things like this. Okay. All of that needed to be hosted in a place that could be easily grabbed and easily stored in the cloud. I used AWS, and then I did a script in AWS so that it was publicly available. Now, that's the same with these banners and the pictures. So they're fast loading. I guess they call it lazy loading. And that is how I created this site. I didn't do much on the site itself. I actually hosted a lot of this on AWS and then put in the text from what I was creating on the site. For example, all of this text lives inside of the code on the site. One of the things that I notice here, especially with this, is the menus are really difficult to maneuver in, and giving the correct prompts for Lovable to understand where to go back to, exactly what to refer to, how to hyperlink, how to be responsive, all of that needs specific prompts. And when you're doing this, prompting in Lovable inside of the dashboard itself as the template dashboard, for example, I should say template terminal, because it's really both. It's where you put your template, where you decide what you're going to write, what you want on your site. And then the terminal allows the Lovable to push that out, meaning publish it. If you're publishing on your own, for example, I'm publishing on Render, I own my site. I don't have to go through a third party like Go High Level or ClickFunnels or any of that. I own the site. And that makes it a lot simpler for me to make changes. But you've got to know how to make changes for the site if you're going to do it outside of Lovable. The general story here is that if you're doing something on Lovable, I would say to you that you might want to consider doing something really simple and just a one pager, and make sure that you have all of your legal documentation, your FTC documentation, and don't copy other people's documentation. The number one thing that will get you flagged is when you start copying other people's legal documentation. And I'm not an attorney, don't quote me on that, but I've heard that. And for some reason, it is going out into the universe where just write whatever and copy somebody else's. You can go to Frank Kern and find out what happened to him when he did that. I'll leave it at that, but I'm not an attorney. I'm not telling you what to do, but I would say to you, be careful with all of your legal documentation, especially your opt-ins, things like that. And if you have any questions about that, I will put a link at the bottom of this video in the description where you can go and find out more information about how to write your legal documentation. It actually probably really help you out a lot. And those links have helped me out a lot. I just wanted to share this with you because a lot of people are building on these vibe coding apps. And while they're really awesome, especially Gemini 3 is just, whoa, next level. One of the things that I'm finding a lot of people get more confused with is the options and going into this without really thinking about the next 10 steps. And this is something when you're building a site online or when you're building your presence online, the next 10 steps are the most important thing to think about. And then you work back from that point forward. So when I thought about Lovable, I thought, okay, this can be a really good ideation platform for me to ideate what I want on my site. And then once I can ideate to the point where I understand what I want and how I want it to react and how I want it to look, then I can take that and I can build that into something even more expansive. And that is the whole point of building your site over and over again, because now you're able to, it's not just a one and done, I'm going to build a site. You never know what people are clicking on. You never know what people are doing on your site. You have no idea unless you have like Hotjar. I remember when that came out years ago and I was beta testing on Hotjar. It was such a great heat map. It was very rudimentary. They ended up selling it for millions and millions of dollars. And I think his name was David. But anyway, when you put Hotjar on your site and you can heat map it and you can figure out where people are clicking, that really helps you out. But that's another expense that you probably don't need in the very beginning. Think about your site in the way of how is it going to morph based upon what people are wanting from you? And this is something that I had to think about when I started building on Lovable as a vibe coding app, because I thought about how am I going to take my site and morph it into really what I envision it to be in the long term. The visual here isn't necessarily the long-term visual. It's just the visual at this moment in time. It's a snapshot. And that's exactly what websites are. They are a snapshot. And as they morph into different types of ideations as well as informational portals for your clients to find out more about you, it's really helpful that you know where they are in their journey. The AI snapshot, because a lot of people don't understand where they are in their journey and they're using everybody else's information to put on top of their information. And all of this generic, "Oh, this is so cool," and, "Oh, this is the neatest thing now," and, "Oh, look at this tool," and everyone's getting all excited about, "There's 38 tools to use." 38 tools are not gonna get you to the next level of where you wanna be speaking to the person who wants what you have. They're not interested in 38 tools. They're interested in what you have to offer, and how are you going to give them that? I created the AI snapshot because it's the truth about the AI overwhelm. People are really overwhelmed with all of this stuff, and this helps you to create a custom system based upon you. It's a custom built foundation that gives you the whole idea of how you're coming off online. What is your first step? Because it's going to morph, it's going to change. And the more it changes, the more people are starting to get on board. If you see how people's journey is the most important part, it's really the change. In the custom built foundation, you're getting an action plan that's going to morph with you, that's going to change with you. And this is a competitive audit that creates a foundation for you to see where are you in this really in relation to your competition or what is quoted as your competition. Your competition is invited to this because this is your business and this is your chance to build an AI system at a fraction of the cost. There is a link here. You can book your snapshot. I am so confident about what I offer because I know after after doing this for over 250 different businesses, including law firms and specialized law firms, healthcare industries, specialized healthcare industries, coaches, dating coaches, and executive coaches, and even coaches in the healthcare industry that are talking about mental health and trauma health. I am so confident about what I offer that there is a commitment to, if you are not satisfied, you have a refund. Go down to the FAQs and then you can email me and ask me some questions. I do get on a call with you for about 15 minutes beforehand. I get the information that I need in order to help you. And then we have 90 minutes. And in 90 minutes, we get much done. It is You're gonna get a full recording and a transcript of this, and it's gonna be beautifully sent to you. You're going to get direct access for a follow-up call for 15 minutes just to go over exactly what we went through after the call. We follow up in about 3 to 4 days after our 90-minute session just to find out exactly if you have any questions about things and what you want to do going forward, and giving you some additional maybe ideas or additional help that could potentially put you in that position where you wanna be in the future. Go to the AI Snapshot on my site. It's NicoleJolie.com/AI Business Snapshot. You can see the link below, and I will also give you the link for those legal documents where you can find out more information because, as I said, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not giving you financial or legal advice at all. Be careful out there. There are things that will snag you up, and you really do need to be very cognizant as your business owner in this new age of AI. I'll see you on the next video. Make sure to like and share if you found something interesting or if you love this video. I would love it if you shared this out and even commented. Thank you. I look forward to working with you at the AI Business Snapshot.